Hi, it's Macarthur with Sherlock Home Inspections. Phone number is 971-212-7481. Website address is yourinspectionneeds.com. Today's date is Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. The address we're inspecting today is 255 Macarthur Street, St. Helens, Oregon, 97051. We are about to perform a video inspection of the property's main sewer pipe. The equipment being used today is the Rigid Sea Snake. This is one of the best sewer cameras in the market today. Before we begin this video inspection, it's been noted that some sewer pipes made of clay, concrete, cast iron, asbestos, and Orangeburg may be in good working order and may never have had a clogged or sewer backup before. However, due to real estate transactions, attorneys, and lawsuits, Sherlock Home Inspection must recommend the following to meet the current codes. All sewer pipes should be watertight, made of cast iron ABS, 3034 or HDPE pipe with appropriate fittings and couplers. All sewer pipes should be free from breaks, offsets, separations, tree roots, bellies, and party sewers. Sherlock Home Inspections recommends replacing any sewer pipe that does not meet these specifications. Here we go. So we're starting in 4-inch cast iron pipe. We're running some water to ensure that our pipe is watertight and is going to remain watertight throughout this inspection. It looks like we're going to get some good news just after a few feet. So really, right off the bat, any cast iron pipe still in use should be considered like a deferred cost. Even if it's working today and passes inspection today, we would recommend keeping an eye on the old cast iron piping, and then of course repair or replace as needed. But it looks like after just a couple of feet, we get some good news in that we have been modernized with plastic piping. So that's really cool. So just a foot away from the clean out, which the clean out is cast iron, and again, keeping an eye on that is recommended. But we're going to go to, almost immediately in the outside of the house, we're going to go to plastic piping, which is great news. We are in 3034 plastic piping. Pipe shows no recent signs of blockage, buildup, or backup. Everything in the house ends up in this section of piping here as it goes towards the road. We are approaching 30 feet. We're going to transition here. So we're going to go to concrete piping. So as we approach the roadway, the sidewalk and the road, we're going to go back into the original older concrete piping. So this signifies a few things. It signifies transitioning pipe size, so 4-inch pipe into a much larger pipe. Signifies transitioning pipe materials. We're going from 3034 plastic piping into old concrete piping. And then lastly, we're transitioning into a branch off the public sewer or a branch off the city lateral piping. And even though we enter into city lateral branch piping here, technically all of this will be buyer owner responsibility throughout the entire length, start to finish. Concrete piping typically wears faster than some of the other materials. So one more reason to have a sewer scope, I would say between every 2 to 3 years, keeping an eye on things, cast iron and concrete piping. Definitely some aging and some wear where the two sections of pipe come together. That's probably the most amount of wear that we've seen. But again, this is the old concrete piping. There's another one there. It would be nice to know how much responsibility is the owner's. So there's an offset in the line in the concrete piping, but this may be beyond what is the owner's responsibility at this point, because we're into the concrete piping that goes out into the road. So again, as we get going here at around the 50-foot mark, there's an offset in the pipe. So definitely the concrete piping is showing some aging and some deterioration there. There's an offset, and so it's causing things to kind of slow down. So it's slowing down the water. It doesn't really catch the camera, but we are underwater for, you know, roughly around a foot or so. Really minor, all things considered. But it might be worthwhile passing the video and the report on to City of St. Helens, whoever services or maintains or repairs public sewer piping out here, and just to find out whose responsibility that is and if they want to make any repairs. But I'm assuming that all of the piping on the property that's been modernized or replaced was done because that was owner responsibility. So the concrete piping, and again, here's another area. So once we reach the road, we have some pretty good deterioration on the concrete piping. And so maybe starting by passing the video and the report onto the city clean water services or whoever services the sewer in the concrete piping. You know, nothing catastrophic happening, but just some heavy aging and wear and deterioration. And then this is the public sewer, so 63 feet. This is the end of the line for us. This is the large pipe that all of the homes in the neighborhood tie into. And again, this is the end officially of owner responsibility. But I have a hunch that probably owner responsibility ends at the end of the plastic piping that has been replaced. And so I'd recommend before closing getting as much information about this as possible. But really good news is that all through the yard the pipe has been replaced and modernized with plastic piping. And I think what happens is as soon as we hit around the sidewalk area, then it goes back into the original city's drain waste piping, which might not even be responsibility. But I'd recommend getting some information before closing. But so plastic piping overall passes inspection and looks good. So the stuff coming off of the house through the yard, all of the plastic piping modernized, looks very, very good. Great news. And then the concrete piping has some aging, some heavy aging and deterioration. So maybe again, as a precaution, passing it on to the city to see what they think about that. But as far as the plastic piping, that does pass inspection. with the water turned off, a good amount of it actually drained out. It looks like there'll still be some residual stuff kind of hanging on in the concrete piping. But as far as standing water in the pipe, it did improve once the water was turned off. And then this is the end of what was replaced here. So again, the plastic piping looks great.
And there's a, I don't think it has to, I think it's big.